downloads going. Downloads paused. Awesome. So let me get some of this set up, and then we'll go into the review of Sekiro. We'll write our review. Write a review for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Okay. Move this over here. Don't move that. Whatever the fuck that was. Okay. This go up. Steam over here. One moment. I think this will be a good enough song for the background, just something soft. And then go over to... Okay. I'm going to take this second here, make sure the video is going to start up for the review. So, give it a second. I'm going to pause. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is going to be the review for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This should be on the YouTube. This should be where I'm putting it on YouTube. I'm losing my mind already. If you're coming straight from that stream, thank you so much for doing so. We're going to get into it right now. Should be easy enough. We're in here. We're going to go over here. We're going to slip and slide me around. Make myself a little bit bigger. Okay. So, just to show it off real fast before we do it. I did get all achievements, if you're here watching it. We just completed it on stream. I think it's a pretty fun playthrough. Like I had just said a little bit ago, the playtime is not exact. Whatever the amount of hours is on stream, that's how much has actually been done. I think it took us 30 hours, and I have about 70 hours total in the whole game. But we finally did it. We did it on stream, so that's very exciting. We are going to go down here and write a review for it. So do I recommend it after 70 hours? Yes, absolutely, I recommend it. Let's move this down a bit. So, what do I have to say about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice? Let's think. And now, bear in mind here, I do type very slow. I type slow, and I talk slow, and I read slow. So, stay with me here. Also, let me quickly change this. Just changing the stream tags and title. Sekiro, a review. Okay. Let's close that. Title's changed. Should be good. So, let's think. Sekiro is one of the best FromSoft games I have ever played. I could keep it that short and sweet, but I feel as if there just needs to be more said. When looking at the story for the first time, I feel like I have actual impact on the story. This is not to say that the Soulsborne games have no impact, but that limiting the player to just Sekiro, I feel as if I am playing a story rather than an RPG. With that said, I wouldn't mind more RPG elements, but I do enjoy limiting the player to just the sword you are given. This forces the player to master their skills rather than to spec into the best build they can. That is really what separates this game. Also, give me 1 second here. Sorry for smacking the mic. I put this on repeat, did I not? I thought I set up Serenity to be on repeat, or did I shuffle? I'm losing it. Where's it at? Why is this not telling me what it does? I think that repeats. I just want Serenity to repeat. I think that sounds better. Ooh. That's what I wanted not to do. Show my Spotify. Don't matter. Separate. Separate. That's not how you spell it. Separate. Is that not how you spell separate? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I got a problem. I can't spell. Why do you think I dropped out? Oh my god. Give me a second. Really? It's separate? I hate the English language so much. From the rest of the Soulsborne series. Let me just look through that again. Sekiro is one of visually, Sekiro is one of, if not the most beautiful. Games in the Soulsborne series, as well as any game I have ever played. Every stage of the game feels real to an extent. Clearly some things aren't real, but they feel it. I would also like to clump in the fighting into the visual aspect, because the fights themselves are dances and art forms. Yes, that is very pretentious sounding, but I genuinely mean it. I know that's not how you spell genuinely. I'll get to it. Okay. I fucking hate. Is there an E I'm missing? Oh. Wow, I was pretty close. Just an E I didn't expect. Now for the combat. Like I said, they are. Oh, I'm losing it. They are dances. You have to learn how to fight every boss in order to get better. You can't just tank through things with Havel's armor. You have to learn how to fight. Now, I don't have the best reaction time. Add that with some anger issues. This game is quite frustrating. But not because it is bad at the combat. I was bad at the combat. It just takes time. What else would I want to say with this? Sekiro did absolutely. Alright, hold on. Absolutely miss out on having DLC. Which the game is full, but I would like more. This doesn't really have this doesn't really have an effect on the ranking of the game, but just something that should be noted. Plus, they gave free DLC in the form of boss rush and unlockable skins, which is pretty cool. Let me get out my typing quizzes again. Start practicing that again. My typing is not great. Also, I have to spell absolutely correctly. Absolutely. Why do I always forget an extra E? It's always the E's that I'm forgetting. Do I have anything else I want to say? Let's see. I talked about how it was different from the other Souls games, how important, or how I feel about it, kind of. The visual aspects of it, plus the fighting, then the actual combat of it, how they missed out on DLC. I just want to finish off by saying Sekiro deserved all the praise it did get. I hope in the future it gets even more. With the introduction of new Souls players in the form of Elden Ring, I hope they branch off and attempt the other Soulsborns. Because the community is always welcome to new players. I don't know if I would start with Sekiro, but I would not tell someone to not play it. And if you've never seen the reviews I do leave a ranking at the bottom. And no, that's not a minus out of 10 that I'm going to do. Let's do out of 10 how I rank things. Nothing is ever going to be, well, I shouldn't say nothing, but more than likely nothing is going to be a 10 out of 10. That means the game is perfect in every way. It guides the player along to do exactly what you need to, but also having the freedom to allow you to do whatever you want based on whatever the game type is. There's no problems with it visually, gameplay-wise, story-wise. There's never a single problem, and it's a perfect game. That's what a 10 is. That's what 100% is. That it's like a shitty way of grading someone, saying like no one can ever have an A+. I understand that, but when I'm trying to critique these games, that's how I'm gonna do it. And nothing can ever be a 0 unless nothing was attempted. It's like me trying to rank a game that doesn't exist. It's gonna get a 0 because it doesn't exist. Does it exist? Okay, review it. If it's a bad game, it can get half a point. It can get 1. It can get a 0.7 out of 10. It can get a 0.1. But it's still a game that they attempted. Someone attempted it, at least. So no game can ever be a 0. No game can ever be a 10. And I think, honestly, 9 to, like, a 9.7 is, like, the best you could ever get. I was shitting on some of the fights in this game. Like, I was getting mad at Guardian Ape, but it's because I didn't remember how to fight it. It's all the fights that I was getting mad at that I either had never done, such as Emma and Ishin, for the Shura ending. Excuse me, I need to get some water. Guardian Ape, because the first time I played the game, all the way through, I beat Guardian Ape first try, and I got lucky. I never had to, like, properly fight him and, like, struggle with him. And I struggled with him in this, and it was just frustrating to me because I just didn't remember. I had to learn the fights again. And that's not a bad thing, because I did learn them, and you can see me progress over these streams of me getting better at fighting Guardian Ape. And I ended up learning how to fight Ishin for the Shura ending, and the fight makes sense. I was just complaining too much about it. So it's like, those shouldn't affect my rank, and I don't think they will, because they are good fights. There's only I couldn't even say a handful of games or of fights in this that are bad. Like Mist Noble, but it's not really a boss fight. It's just an environmental boss fight. When you go fight it, you kill it, and then you realize all the mist in the Misty Village, whatever it was called, right outside of Mibu Village, It's not real. It was a mind game essentially being played on you to perceive it as one thing with all these apparitions. That's a fight for story reasons that helped out why it was such a bad combat fight. But like, it's just the story is so good. I feel connected to these characters, like in the same way with like Undertale. I played it all the way through, and when I watched the orchestra play through, or like the music of it, I cried. Why? Because the music was tied to the characters, and I felt the emotions of the characters through that. Now, I didn't cry at Sekiro. I don't think it's that sad, but like the characters in Sekiro feel real to an extent. Like you feel for them. Ishin does feel like a leader that is grown too old, and his whole world is collapsing on him because, well, he's done. That's the end of his time. But he doesn't really care about that. He had his time, and he did it well. Maybe we haven't seen that part of the world, but as far as we know, it was well. Your father Owl is manipulative and mean, but he's strong and he's powerful. And the cutscenes where you meet up with him after he tries to tell you to not fight with or support Kuro anymore, where he cries, and in Japanese it feels like he's actually crying. Um, it's just an amazing scene because it feels real. It feels like you have disappointed him for not following in the Iron Code of the Shinobi. You are abandoning the man that raised you from a child, in not the best way, of course, but they feel real. Emma feels like a good character. She feels like an actual person in this world. You feel her emotion when you do the ending where you have to sacrifice yourself, because she's like, I don't want you to, or I don't want Kuro to die, and I'd rather you than Kuro, even though I don't want you to die either. And that's where you get the ending where, like, if you do kill Kuro, you're defeated, and Emma just feels bad about it because you're left alone with the decision you made, or you save Kuro and she's happy Kuro's alive, but you're gone, and they accept that. And when you do Shura ending, you feel how mad she is. You feel, you can tell she's just a person with the ability to fight that is like pretty good at fighting, but you can tell it's not what she wants to do. She tells you she doesn't want to fight if you actually talk to her enough, but you know she can, and she does it to stop Shura. But you become that in that ending. You can feel it in all the characters. Lady Butterfly feels good. Guardian Ape, the story there is it's interesting. The Divine Child is a really cool storyline. This game is so good. And the problems that when I play it and I complain while I'm playing it, it's because of the user error. I'm doing something wrong. And most of the time, I know I'm doing it wrong. And it's just hard to put into words how much I love this game. And the best I can do, as I said before, no game can ever be a 10. But I feel like a 9.7 is really good. I think that is what, for me, encapsulates what Sekiro is. I genuinely, this is, the more I talk about it, and if you had caught me after I had just played Bloodborne and I got the platinum, I might talk this game, or Bloodborne, up just as much. Or even Dark Souls 1 after playing through it and like getting that platinum, which at that one probably I wouldn't have said that because that platinum kind of sucked. Like Sekiro's platinum sucked because there's like 6 hours of grinding and then 40 hours of going through endings and learning how to play the game. Dark Souls 1 is play through the game a bunch of times and grind out items for like 30 hours. Which sucks, but it's whatever. But like, had you caught me just after beating Dark Souls 1, I would have easily talked it up that well, but I don't think those opinions would last. With Sekiro, I am being 100% honest. I think my opinions on how much this game has impacted me would last. It's a really good game, and I think it deserves more praise than what it has gotten. And that's, if you're wondering why I didn't write that down, all the stuff I just said, for two reasons. One, I feel like this is a good thing to write out. You can read it real fast. But that's why I make these videos on my reviews, is because I can talk about it more. I can get more information, I feel, out of it by explaining it in my words, because I can talk through it, think about it in my head as I go. So that's where I'm at with that. So that is, I'm going to leave it. If it's if anything is wrong in here spelled, it's whatever. I'll live with it. Can I do this? No. Why can you not? It tells you things are spelled wrong, but doesn't give you the ability to change how it's spelled. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to post that now. Again, an amazing, amazing game. We got the 100%, so I'm so excited to do that. Let me quickly go over here. You can watch me do it, because we're also going to go to rank a couple things if I can go find them. I would like to edit this. Sorry, Lost in Vivo. You were a huge game for me when I started streaming. But on a list of these games, Sekiro definitely deserves to be up there way more for completed games. Let's go back here. Yeah. So I'm so glad I did that. Let me move over here. We're gonna rank some things here. So let me just get Tier Maker pulled up. I'm gonna find a couple, but that should be it for the review. So just take a moment. If you haven't, go get yourself some water, go to the bathroom, do whatever. So it's gonna take me a second to pull these up. You can leave it on if you want. You can jump forward, whatever. I'm just gonna get these found. Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna do just a Sekiro boss tier list, because I don't need to do all of them. I guess I could add the mini bosses in. I want to look at these before I go into them, because they might be dumb or like poorly made. Oh, I'm not doing that one again. One of them I just pulled up is every Souls game. All the bosses in all the Souls games. And we'll also do the prosthetic tools, because I'll be honest with you, most of them suck, in my opinion. They're probably useful, but we'll get to that here. So let me quickly go back over to stream, because it looked like for a second something was downloading. I'm just making sure nothing is. I don't want my stream to buffer for that reason. What'd you miss? Okay, so I'll do a quick recap. I'd say around 2 hours and 40 minutes we beat Sekiro. You missed Ishin. I did do it, and I died, so it's gonna be in the video if you want to go back. We got the platinum. The all bosses tier list is sick, but I should probably wait to do it. After the stream, I went to the bathroom real fast. I'm pretty sure and then I wrote out the review, and that's gonna be posted separately for Sekiro, and that's about 30-40 minutes long, I want to say. About 30 minutes, maybe. And then we're just gonna do some tiers here, so hold on. Boink. Toss me back. shrink me up a little bit. We're not going to do prosthetic tools first. Let's do the bosses. Get rid of that. So, we're going to start with what they have here. I might change the names here. Best ever. Wow. Pogging. Very good. Solid. Boring. Lame. And then not a boss. And as far as I'm concerned, none of them should be in not a boss tier. So hold on, let me move myself over here. Okay. Move that also, because I'm sure it's gonna be. Actually, I'll move it right here. It's gonna be a weird. No, I need to set up a new screen region just for doing this. Ignore the ads on the sides. Can I get rid of them? Ooh, I can. Also, I'm super zoomed in. Yeah, we don't need those ads. Okay. First boss on the list is Emma the Gentleblade. Now, I'm going to be ranking these based on the fight themselves. Like, how the... Not how important they were to the story or whatever, just how the fight actually is. Out of everything for this fight, she has some very cool moves. She has the Ashina techniques that she has learned from Ishin. There's some cool ones in there. I think her grab is stupid and very unfair. It is in the same arena that many fights are already in, with like Ao and Genichiro and just after Ishin. I have a slight problem with that. Nothing too massive though. The fact that it is in the same arena story-wise is awesome. There's really cool events that happen there. Gameplay-wise, I could maybe do without being in that arena so many times. But I would say it as a solid fight. Just one phase. She's kind of floaty with it. But it is a solid fight. It's not bad. It's not boring. It is a fun fight though. Genichiro, Way of Tomoe. Let me quickly look down here. Okay, we have different Genichiros. We just have 2 Genichiros, right? Yeah. So this is lightning form. Let's just assume this is also inner form. I think this fight is very good. Why do I say that? It's your first introduction. Like, you fight Genichiro Ashina. Cool fight. But then he comes back in third phase, which is inner Genichiro. Let's just call him that. And he has similar moves, but he has more, like, he can jump in the air and do a Makiri stab at you. Like, that's really cool. He feels like he has powers in a way, and he has just resurrected, but we're not going to talk about that too much. He has lightning that he can use. That's really cool. And when you understand how to deflect lightning and use it against your enemy, it's really strong, really powerful, and he's just got some really cool moves. And I love switching between his sword and his bow. He does it so fluidly. It's very fun. So I'll just jump straight to Genichiro then. Normal Genichiro. It's a solid fight. Again, same thing. Actually, no, it's very good. It's right up there with his other form. He's just missing the lightning. So it's like just a step under, but basically the same fight. Let's start with Guardian Ape, because Headless and Guardian are going to kind of go together here. After my complaining and rethinking of what Guardian Ape is as a fight, really cool arena. It's a unique thing to do. The first time you see him, he's got a big-ass sword in his neck, but he's also just a giant fucking monkey. And you kill him. It's one phase. He's pretty damn hard, and you cut his head off, and it tells you beat it. And then next thing you know, it fucking comes to life again, holding its head, and uses a sword that you just used to decapitate it as a weapon, and it moves different. It's like, it's kind of snake-like, kind of bug-like in a way it moves. It's floating with its attacks, and it has really fun moves. And then if you get it to fall down, it has a centipede that comes out of it. It's crazy. It's a crazy fight. Wow, best ever. I am pogging, dude. That is so cool. And then you beat it, and then there's the scream at the end, which most bosses don't do that. They die, it ends. You kill it the second time, you get Shinobi execution or whatever it says, and you hear it scream after that, which you wouldn't think much of it, but it's not dead because it's immortal. Which brings you into Headless Ape. You find it again because you're probably going to go to Mibu Village after you do some stuff, and you find Headless Ape down there, and you are like, oh my god, it has 2 phases. We're going to have to fight it again. But it's just the headless version. It'll be fine. You get through phase 1, the motherfucker screams and summons Guardian Ape. You have to fight Guardian Ape, which is it's his girlfriend, essentially. But you have to fight Guardian Ape and Headless at the same time. It's insane. Not that hard. Like, the Headless isn't that bad, and I think the Headless Ape itself is much easier to fight than the normal Guardian. And the Guardian they summon in is a lot easier. And, okay, you might even have to move him up higher, because he throws shit. He farts and throws shit. Also going up there with Headless. I think it is a really fun fight. Summoning the other one, if you're able to take out one at a time, because they kind of give you a window to do it. I'm just saying. I know there's another Ishin in here. Okay. So let's do both Ishins at the same time. So Ishin, the Sword Saint, which is the majority of the endings that you have to fight. It's just after fighting Genichiro, Way of Tomoe. 3 phases. First phase is pretty hard. Phase 2, he gets out a spear, giant-ass spear that makes him... And he gets a gun, which is really cool and really hard to fight. And then phase 3, he has all that plus lightning. It's so hard. It's a very good fight, though. And I honestly am going to put it in very good at the top. If it's on the left side of here, left is better. And then you go down, and then it would drop down. It's like you're reading. Just follow the lines down from best to best to worst so far. Ishin Ashina is after all I had said in the review. I think the fight is good. Phase 1, he fights similar to like how phase 1 of Ishin the Sword Saint fights. They're the same person, but story-wise they're different. Because different time periods for that person. But he fights. He's strong, he's quick, he's smart about his fight. And then phase 2, I personally think fucking throws that fight in the goddamn trash. The fact that he can just summon fire from the ground like Demon of Hatred, which Demon of Hatred makes sense. Ashina, or Ishin, it doesn't make sense. I think the fire is unfair at times. And I think his attacks in between that are fine. They're cool, they make sense. The fire is what ruins it for me. It's still a solid fight. For sure. A little bit better than Emma's, because it's a 2-phase interesting aspect of it with the fire, but I think that's what the fire moves it down. Gyobu Masataka Oniwa. Okay? His name? Okay, hold on. I gotta add another. Gyobu. Gyobu. Let's just do that. I think that's how you spell it. Let's do that. Close it. No, this is... Ah, you motherfucker. This is a... best ever... WoW pogging. Gyobu. Now, Gyobu... I also spelled it wrong. I'm missing a U. I thought I was. Gets the top of the top for a couple reasons. Now, let me explain. In all languages, he is super fucking funny, coming out, screaming his name. And I will always call him Gyobu Masataka Oniwa because he lets you know that is his name. And so long as he lives, so long as he breathes, you are not getting past the castle gate. And that's true. Cool arena. He runs in on a horse that is giant. That's a plus already. Big animals are a huge reason that Guardian Ape and Headless Ape are up there. Because big animals are cool to me. It's a big-ass horse with a big-ass guy on it with a spear. And for the fight, yeah, his spear attacks are like whatever. They're pretty easy to deflect. You can use the firecrackers that you recently got to stun the horse pretty bad. And it's really, really useful. When he runs away from you and does his turn and you can jump up and grapple him and just get right back on him and start fighting him, it's really, really fun. That's why he deserves to be up there. Also, because I'm saying it's canon that Gyobu and his horse are the same person. Gyobu Masataka Oniwa is both the person and the horse. If you hit the horse, it does damage to Gyobu Masataka Oniwa's health bar. They're not separate. Yes, making them separate would have been very dumb. Gameplay-wise, or like to make a game. But that's what they chose to do. You hurt the horse, it hurts him. You're not breaking the horse's posture. You're breaking Gyobu Masataka Oniwa's posture, which hitting the horse does that. It damages him, breaks his posture, you can kill him. You kill him at the end of the fight, the horse is still alive, but it walks up to you and nudges you. It's so sweet. I love it. It's just a horse being its best life ever. But when you kill something, it fades away. When Gyobu fades away, the horse fades away. They're the same person. They are the same person, and I'm committing to that. So Gyobu Masataka Oniwa gets the top of the list. My favorite... I don't want to say he's my favorite one to fight, but he is my favorite out of this game. Lady Butterfly, phase 1, cool, fun to learn. When she jumps up in the air and she can just float on the air because of some magic that she can use. I'm just going to say magic because I don't know any other word for it. It's really interesting. She does backflips in the air, and if you use a shuriken and smack her during the backflip, she falls, and there's a cool sound cue for it. The arena is really cool, and you kill her, and you think that's the end, but then she's like, I got a phase 2, dude. I don't even know if you've had to deal with like a crazy phase 2 like this, and it's basically the same fight, except for now she can summon little butterflies that come at you, which are kind of annoying, because you can't block them, you have to dodge them, which I think that's annoying. Lady Butterfly, though, does also summon little enemies. They're apparitions, and if you kill them, you get spirit emblems back, and you can use them to use more shurikens against Lady Butterfly. And if you don't kill them fast enough, she summons a shit ton of butterflies. But guess what? Just hide behind a pillar, because she's not going to run at you right away. You have time, because they're smart about doing it. With that said, I think the apparitions are stupid and dumb, and the butterflies are dumb. It moves it down to, like, right here. She's better than Genichiro, for sure. I think it's a much cooler fight. but it's not quite Ishin, Sword Saint. We're just going to be quick about these two right here. Corrupt Monk. Let's do that. Corrupt Monk is the blue one, the apparition. That's what I'm going to call it. Cool when you see it. It's weird that it's an apparition. It's one phase. Has some cool attacks. There's a Makiri in there. She does the... I hold my spear like this, and I'm going to start spinning it at you. It's a really cool attack. True Monk is the normal one, I'm pretty sure. That's what they call it when you get their like souls, so you can increase your attack power. Phase 1, it's the same thing. But because this fight has 3 phases, you can leap into the air onto the different branches and jump away from the apparitions that are attacking you, and you can skip phase 2 by jumping on her head and killing her like that. It's really, really cool. In phase 3, the centipede that is in all immortal beings comes out. And it's the same fight, but now she can throw little goopiness at you. It's a cool fight. Cool, epic style, awesome, solid fights. But it's not quite as unique as Emma and Ishin, I think. It's like, it's a fight. It is a Dark Souls kind of feeling fight. But Emma and Ishin are much more interesting. Folding screen monkeys is not a boss. It is 4 annoying little monkeys that you can easily get to if you know what you're doing. And honestly, I'd be tempted to move it to lame just for the fact that the 4th monkey is invisible and is following you the entire time. And I think that's really funny and cool. I always start off the fight by turning around and smacking it, which is like, whatever. But I love that it just follows you and you wouldn't even know. The other 3 are dumb and stupid and I don't like them. I'm gonna say Owl Father is the one you fight the first time. And then Great Shinobi Owl is the one that has magic. That's what I'm gonna say, and if I'm wrong about that, they're using the same picture, so I can't tell. And they could have easily chose a different picture. Owl Father is the harder one? Okay, thank you. That's how we're gonna do it then. So Great Shinobi Owl, you fight it the first time, ignoring the story, which also should just boost it up. Phase 1 is really, really cool. Oh, let's go! I wonder what to do in that. I wonder why it's so much better. Probably because I'm not running a game. I'm going to say that. But that fight, you get the coolness of fighting a character that you've known as it. Like, you're fighting it as if you were fighting your father. That's how you're supposed to feel about it. Like your adoptive father. And it's like supposed to be like a heart thing with part of it. Including with the cutscene and how they are supposed to make you feel with it. But we're trying to ignore the story when doing this ranking. But his attacks are really cool. His little move where he goes like this and throws the anti-healing thing. While the anti-healing is really annoying, you can tell when it's coming. You know what it is once you have learned about it. And if you get hit by it, that is your fault. 90% of the time. I would even say 99% of the time, you know that is your fault for getting hit by that. You can read it. You can see him going to do it. You can run away, or you can go around and smack him in the ass. The way he jumps off of you and throws 5 shurikens out is really cool. And just like, he'll throw 1 shuriken and then run at you and do a big slash, and if you do it right, you both like slide away from each other, and it's really, really cool. Phase 2 is the same fight, but he gets the firecrackers, which do too much fire damage. It's still cool. And instead of throwing 5 shurikens when he jumps off of you, he throws poison, and that lowers the shit out of the fight. Fucking poison, come on. It's still a cool fight. And to add to it, because that's part of the fight, when you kill phase 1, he stops and he pulls a Patches from Elden Ring where he's going, "Oh, no, please stop. I don't want to do this." And if for some reason you were to not smack him, he's going to beat your ass. He's going to hit you if you're not careful. He is faking his injuries to try to trick you into a false sense of security where you're like, "Okay, I won't fight you now. I don't want to kill you." And he's going to beat your ass. That's really cool. That bumps it back up. Okay, I said Patches from Elden Ring because there's no other point in the other Souls games where you get to fight Patches and he goes, "Okay, stop. Don't fight me anymore." Because in Elden Ring, you fight him, get him half health, and he's like, "All right, please stop. We don't need to fight about this. We don't need to do this." In the other games, he does something shitty to you, and he's like, I'm sorry. That's my bad. Are we cool?" And then you say, "We're cool." He does pull a Patches from Elden Ring. Specifically Elden Ring. You know what I'm saying. And also, he's just such a big guy. His visual look is amazing. I think he looks so cool. And when you get him from phase 1, that in between of phase 1, phase 2, when he falls onto his knees, the fucking arena shakes. It's so cool. That makes him very good. He's better than Genichiro, better than Lady Butterfly, and not quite as good as Sword Saint. Now, for Owl Father, the harder one with magic, he gets a cool-ass magic owl. Very cool for Phase 2. Phase 1 is basically the same fight. I believe. He has, like, some extra moves that aren't too much different. He uses his firecrackers way more, and it hurts so much more. But Phase 2, he gets the sick-ass owl that has cool attacks, and visually it's cool going around. It's really not that hard to fight. But he gets a cool ass stab move that has wind all around him, and if you Makiri it right, you can see him fall and like freak out. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's such a good fight. And honestly, I thought about putting it very good right here, above Ishin, but I think it's one of the best fights in the game. It's one of the harder fights. I want to say it's at times, if you don't know how to fight Owl, harder than Ishin Sword Saint, but Ishin Sword Saint is 3 phases and it's pretty hard because of the 3 phase. Owl Father is 2 phase, but it's a tough fight. If you fuck up, Ishin might give you a second. Owl's not giving you a second. Divine Dragon. Story-wise, really cool. Fight? The start of the fight is those little guys, and the only thing that's cool about it is when they summon the branches, and you jump off and land on one of them and do that big move. That's really cool. But they have poison. It's dumb. Oh my god. Oh my god. Right. So, I only did it once across all the streams of Sekiro, but I'll mention it now. You have a move, and I've done it a couple times against other enemies, where if you hold attack, your normal attack, you will lunge forward at an enemy. When an enemy does that to you, what do? You Makiri it. You step on their weapon, and it messes up their posture, and then you smack them. If you try it against Owl, if you try to stab him, he Makiris you and stabs you so hard. It is so cool when it happens, but it hurts so bad. It's such a cool thing, and you have to be careful because you can like do a dash to the side and hold it, and it'll do a powered circle, like a slash, and he's not going to do anything about that. Not anything fancy about that. Right, it basically is an insta-kill when he gets you with it. So you just have to be careful if you're going for stronger attacks, like held attacks that aren't much better, but like, why not do them? But if you stab at him, and I know I can almost guarantee across the 2 run or across the stream 2 runs, I know 2 events that it happened where I did stab at him and he did Makiri me once. Another time I stabbed at him, but as I was stabbing at him, I'm like, oh my god, I'm not supposed to stab Owl, and it just missed him. It was the right range that it didn't touch him or anything, so he wasn't gonna Makiri it. I lucked out. but it's, oh, that makes it so cool. Back to Divine Dragon, fight-wise, after you do it once, the first phase is annoying. It's just kind of, it's like the Deacons of the Deep, or the Congregation, or whatever it's called in Dark Souls 2, or it's just a bunch of enemies, you have to kill them. You just kill them, or whatever. Divine Dragon itself is pretty cool looking, but really all you have to do is run from left or right, and just keep going that way until you can't keep going, and just keep going back and forth, or jumping, and the game lets you know when to jump. And then you jump on branches and throw lightning at them, which throwing lightning is cool. It's whatever. Yorm, what are you saying? Oh, it's because he has the wind attacks, Storm Ruler attacks. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. I'll be honest with you, I think Divine Dragon is boring. I don't think the story-wise it's boring. I think it's really cool. And you do the fight and it's cool. And when you run up the sword and you slice out the tears, it's cool. The fight's not. Now, Demon of Hatred. A 3-phase fight where posture really doesn't matter and it's just taking out the HP bar. The attacks are really cool. His little anime moves where he's doing cool stuff like this in between attacks. It's really fucking funny. Really cool. When the sculptor talks to you while he's fighting, like when you go to kill him, he's like, just please end me. It attacks my whole heart. It's easily, I think, the best fight in the game. I know I said I'm going to avoid story, but story is a huge part why it's so high up there. Gyobu, I said he's my favorite for meme reasons. Demon of Hatred is my favorite fight. Basically, they're tied. If anything, Gyobu's actually at like a solid fight, but he's Gyobu. Masataka Oniwa, so he stays up there. But all 3 phases, once you understand it, it makes sense. Some of the fire attacks are so stupid, but the whole entire fight is good enough to make up for whatever like problems I have with it. The rest of like the parts that are amazing fucking carry it straight to the top. An amazing fight. And that's the bosses. I think I would do it in that order. Demon of Hatred being the best, Folding Screen Monkeys being the worst. Now, prosthetics. All of these... This is why I pulled this up. I pulled this up for a very specific reason. Let me just change these names. Oh, hold on. Okay. This one's going to go really fast. Because if you watch the stream, I used them when they were situational. That's how I used these. I think this is the thrusting spear. It's cool for the headless fight, and that's it. Shuriken. Normal shuriken and or gouging tip. It's in there somewhere. I'm going to count this as both of them. Pretty cool for the lady butterfly fight. The fire umbrella. Useful for the Ishin fight. In like one case, it's alright. I think the umbrella pulling it out is kind of cool. Let me find it. Cool for farming. It's kind of interesting concept. Divine abduction to be able to turn them around. Sen thrower is cool because it's funny because you throw money at people. The purple flamethrower one. Also the normal flamethrower. And then also this flamethrower. I think it's a spring loaded, and then the long fuse. Those are all perfect flamethrower or firecrackers. Sorry, firecrackers are the best shinobi prosthetic all around. They are perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. They work on damn near everything. If it stuns them for a little bit, whatever. If it's a beast, it stuns it for a really long time. They're fucking awesome. I love the fucking firecrackers. Everything else, fucking worthless, dude. It doesn't even matter where it goes. I'm not looking at any of these, dude. The flame thing, whatever. Also, this one turned my weapon purple. It's alright. I have no idea even what the aged feather does. The whistle, I think, distracts enemies. That's worthless. The axe is worthless. I will move this one because Ian said it sounded kind of cool. That is my tier list for these. I've never used the umbrella outside of this one. I've never used the flame thing outside of the purple Lazulite one. I've used the axe on like 2 shield enemies total. But the Lazulite one, saying that you can keep just spinning with it, that sounds awesome. So that's why it's staying there. Those ones are situational and or funny. So let's look again. Sabimaru, poison. Why would I want to do a poison build? Lame as fuck. I think it's lame when it's used against me. Lame when I use it against them. Umbrella hat, probably cool. It's a bigger parry window. Just get better. Aged feather, no idea what it does. Flame vent, I throw fire at people. Whatever. Shurikens outside of just like a basic one. Whatever. Lady Butterfly one is probably cool. It looks like it has the little butterflies around it, so it probably does something cool. Never tried it. Whistle, worthless. Spear, not really worthless to me. I think spears are cool, but you only need the thrusting one. And Divine Abduction, the gold one probably would have been cool to get more money, maybe. I don't know exactly how it works, but I used it at a point to when I didn't need money anymore. So that's the prosthetics. Like I said, short and sweet. I know what I like, I know what I don't like. Maybe someday I'll use them. And I'm going to quickly say here that they're like this because they're utility items. I don't use utility items like ever. Same as like the special attacks, like the Mortal Blade draw, the Mortal Draw. I used it only a few times because I think that one's cool. But the rest of them are like, yeah, they're cool, but I could just attack them normally. The same thing happened in Skyrim. I don't really use shouts because that means I have to keep track of another thing when I can just hit them with a sword or hit them with the bow. Same thing in the Arkham series when I played Arkham Knight. I don't use combos because I can just punch you and jump around you. It's that easy. Why would I do anything else? That's my opinions on utility. Firecrackers are good. If it stuns an enemy and allows me just to smack them more with my weapon, I'm gonna use it. So those are those. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Can we get them all in there? These are gonna get posted to my Twitter as well. But I do keep these saved for if I ever want to change them, I'm pretty sure. But Ian, are you still hanging out? Are you still here? Because if you are, if you want to play games, we can do it off stream and or on stream. We'll get that figured out. I'm gonna switch to chatting here. Hi, Ian. If you want to play something on stream and or not, just let me know and we can get that figured out. I think we did a good amount today, so I'm fine with ending. But if you're cool with being on stream, that's fine by me. I don't know if Allie is still playing Valorant. If you want to play something else, just let me know. I'm going to quickly say something here to you guys. So, that is it. This should be the portion that is Sekiro and the review. And you're playing with Allie? Cool. All right. Back to what I was saying. That was it for the review and the ranking. Just a brief little one. I just want to say now, if you don't have water, make sure you go get some water. Pick up your trash. Go to the bathroom. Do whatever you do to make yourself feel better. If you were in chat, just sitting, lurking, chit-chatting, whatever you're doing, thank you so much for doing so. If you're watching this on YouTube right now and or the VODs on Twitch, thank you so much for doing so. It does mean a lot. That's going to be it for this one. We might be moving on stream to something else, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. I'm going to cut the stream there.